Greetings, this is Polly. This was a bad week. It started off with a poor girl murdered in Charlotte. I was going to do a video on that, but I saw some gore in it, and I felt physically ill, and I turned away. It also was strikes a little too close to home. I'll do a video on that a little later. Today I was going to do a video on 9/11 and how the irony that we're going to put probably a Muslim in a capital of in the mayor of New York. But last night, Charlie Kirk was murdered, assassinated, in a setting similar to Trump. He's an outdoor event, someone apparently from a rooftop, but 200 yards away, shot and killed him. The attacker has not been found, but I imagine that's only a matter of time. What frustrates me is, of all the people to assassinate, Charlie Kirk is as soft a conservative as there is. He would go to these colleges and interview students, talk to students. I mean, they say have a dialogue, which is exactly what he did. He had a dialogue, and he would use a Socratic method to get these students to realize that they don't know enough, and what they've been told may not be true. And he was effective. In fact, too effective, which is probably why he was killed. That's what's so upsetting. You're always supposed to say, well, no, let's talk about things. Well, he's a guy who did talk about things, and look what happened. I know Charlie Kirk a little bit from the YouTube videos that I see. Oftentimes with my shorts and other things, Kirk gets recommended. And I've seen him go to these colleges, universities, and sometimes it's a rather hostile crowd. Some people say, get out of here, what are you doing here? The Antifa types who will be following him around. But he was persistent. And ultimately, I think that he was very effective. Unfortunately, that's been cut short. I was surprised to find out he was only 31 years old. He had a wife and 2 small kids. I mean, it's just a shame. I said they'll find the killer. And some blame has to go to the media, the mainstream media. They're the ones that give all this hateful rhetoric on conservatives like Charlie Kirk. Matter of fact, one guy, Matthew Dowd, who was fired, put such a terrible thing on Kirk, called him a racist, a radical, and he was nothing of the sort. Indeed, his whole point was to slowly get students to realize what they think is not true. Let them think for themselves, which is something students are not taught. This is one of the reasons why I use an avatar. I live in New York City, and I work in a public place. I want people to know who I am. Anyone who comes out there and says something, opinions against the political narrative of the day, which is far left, you'll be in big trouble. You can lose your job, you'll be harassed, you'll be doxxed, you can be murdered. So that's why I keep my identity to myself. I feel sorry for people like Kirk. You've read, and I've seen myself, some of the hysterical hate to Kirk, but any conservative had done the same thing. Just replaced the name of the face. The hatred that these progressive left have, these Antifa types, is just amazing. I live in a city which is, I think, New York, which is about to really come under with that Mondani character some bad times. Charlie Kirk, by all that I've read from people who knew him, was a really nice guy. I never came across as a nice guy, and all his campuses, all the stuff he did in college, all his little speeches, all his interactions. Like I said, He seemed to be just not the type you'd go after. But when I get the guy, I bet I believe he's a white male. I bet he's young. I bet he's radical. He won't be that far different, I think, from the Trump shooter. And this is just the mean season that we live in. I think the media needs to tone down their rhetoric. Sure, they fired Matthew Dowd, but there's several others they could have fired too. And I've been okay with that. But they're not going to, I don't think the media is. The media is bought and paid for by a certain element, money, that controls the main, what you see and hear on mainstream media. They're against conservative thought. It is okay, I guess, the Matthew Dowd file out to an extent that you can't go. But normally, while you saw the talk shows, they're called Charlie Kirk a lot of different things. Not been very good. I saw very few eulogies on the mainstream media. Some politicians are a little bit different. Give credit to the governor of California, Newsom, who gave, although he was kind of hard on conservatives before, give a nice little eulogy to the Kirk, whereas that Illinois Governor Pritzker gave the typical mean mouth. It's Trump's fault. It's a conservative's fault. Basically, he deserved it. But Pritzker showed you, though he's a spoiled little rich kid, a billionaire who bought his position. Shows you he's not really ready for the presidency. Sometimes these teens can be expose themselves. But I thought Kirk deserved an eulogy. I didn't know the man personally, but I saw a lot of his videos, so I knew his style, and I really appreciated. He'll be hard to replace. I mean, sure, the guys like Ben Shapiro do it, but Kirk went out there. He didn't have any bodyguards I saw, and just talked to students directly. Well, that may slow down a bit, but I hope he's replaced by others because it needs to be done. Kirk is a martyr to the cause. He's an American patriot. He believed in what he was doing, and what he was doing was good. Trying to show students that what you've been taught in junior high school and high school may not be true. Think a little bit. And unfortunately, some people got upset about that. I'll Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. Okay, goodbye. See you again. I'm trying to get some more videos out. This is Polly saying goodbye. Oh, if you made it this far, could you like and subscribe? It helps.